Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a great one for you today. We've got an interactive team section here. Got three little images down there. When I click on each of these images, it's going to pop out the info about that particular person. And we've got a contact Dave button. I've got mine connected to my Outlook. It's just a mail to link. It'll fill it out with his email address there. And we got his social media, and obviously a little bit about Dave here. And this is fully responsive. If I take a look on a mobile device now, if I hit my F12 key using the Chrome with the inspector, here it is on an iPhone 12. If we get rid of that, let's have a look at a different one. Here's Emily's. And again, you've got all the same thing, contact Emily. It's going to pre-fill with her email address. And we can reach out to her socials down here also. And then when you're happy, we can just X out. Let's get rid of these devices now. And of course, it'll do the same thing for this one. And you can have as many or as few of these as you want. I've just done 3 for expediency. Really easy to do. No plugins involved in this today at all. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Okay, once enabled, let's go down and I'll delete this little row I've got going on here. I'm also going to delete everything else pertaining to this. Okay, so we're back to scratch. I've just got a little title there with a blurb module with a little icon, our team. Click on image for more info. Let's start adding our images. I'm again just going to put 3 in mine. Obviously put as many or as few as you want in yours. I'm going to use a simple image for this. I'm not going to put a link in or anything like that. I'm just going to put the image of the person themselves in here. We'll start off the way we did before. That's our first one. You could either clone it and change the image out or just go through the whole thing again. It's entirely up to you. Here's our second one. And we'll add one more. Like I was saying before, if you want to, you can just clone one of these, put it across, and we'll switch out the image. Great. We'll just keep going until you've got as many or as few as you want on yours. Like I say, I'm just using 3 for expediency. Now we've got to actually build the section that we're going to pop up for each of these people. So I'm going to hit the little blue button to add a new section here. I'm going to make mine a regular section. I'm going to keep mine all in one row. That way it'll work a bit better on mobile and tablet there for us. First thing I'm going to put in is their image. Okay, I want that image to be in the middle. So alignment wise, I'm going to pop it in the middle. Great. Now we want some info about them. So I'm going to add a new module. For my info module, I'm actually going to use a call to action with a button we can use to pop up their Outlook or whatever their mail client is on whatever device they're viewing on. We'll give him his name. And for the button, we'll say contact Dave. Button won't show up till we add a link. And obviously you want to put what you want to say about Dave here. I've got a bit of info somewhere. Let's go and grab that. Okay, I'm just going to pop that in there. Here's my about Dave info. And to make that button show up, we need to go down to link just below. And for the button link, I'm going to use what they call a mail to. Mail, M-A-I-L-T-O, all one word, then a colon. And his email address, Dave at mybiz.com, or whatever is your email is. That way it'll pop out into a default email client, whatever device they're using it on, and it'll pre-fill his address as you saw earlier. Great. I'm going to leave that just like that. In fact, while we're here, I'm going to take this background away and just have one common background on everything. The white writing is going to disappear there, but we'll fix that in a minute. So I'm going to go down to background, always under content. I'm going to just hit the little trash can, that'll take that away. Just so we can still see what's going on, I'm going to give this whole section a little background color. So we'll save the call to action settings there. I'm going to go into the section, the blue tab, background, again always under content. Let's make it black. Just going to pull the opacity down slightly so that when it pops up you'll just get a hint of the website behind there. That's entirely up to you though, obviously. Okay, well we've got his picture, we've got his about info, we've got a way of contacting him directly. Let's add his social medias, and you can continue on as much info or as little info as you want to put on yours as you wish. Let's hit the little dark button to add a new module. I'm just going to use some social medias. It puts in 2 by default. Let's add a couple more. We'll add one. Let's put in his Instagram. Say that takes you back to the main follow settings. We'll add one more. We'll put in his LinkedIn. And obviously in the link you've got to put the link to their actual page there. Great, I'm going to scoot those into the middle. Let's just save this so we're back in the main social media follow. Design wise, I want mine to be in the middle. I'm going to make those icons a little bit bigger by clicking on the icon here. Use custom icon size. Let's take it up a bit. Not too crazy. Something like that's going to work for me. Fantastic. Well, that's all the info I will really want to put on mine. Like I say, you can go to town. You can put as much or as little as you want there. Now, the important thing, let's just save this, is because we're going to be using this on tablet and mobile too, we want to make this section scrollable when it pops up. To do that, we need to go into the section itself, and this is really important you do this or else you won't be able to scroll on tablet and mobile. Go into the blue tab for the section here, over to advanced and visibility, and for the vertical scrolling, that's going up and down like this, I'm going to set it to scroll. Once I do this, see there's a little extra scroller on the right hand side which will make this scrollable. But we also need to give this a fixed height, because if not it's going to pop up and just think it's okay. To give it a fixed height we need to go to design, sizing, height wise let's make mine about 80 viewable height perhaps. You can adjust yours to taste, 80 VH, so it'll be 80% of the height of whatever device it's being viewed on. Now on the back end this may look a little crazy because we're going to have stuff spilling out the bottom like this, but that's okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this a couple of times. Let's clone it one time, roll on down, and there it is right there, the second one. Going to go in and change out that picture obviously, put the young lady in there. I'm not going to, but you're going to want to change all your stuff here. So if we actually go into this blurb module, I've failed to put in their position there, so let's go in here. We'll give her name. I'm going to add a position just above the bump about them right there, and she's the owner of the company. Let's make that a heading 3 perhaps. And of course you want to change out all the info about her down here. I'm going to leave it just as it is for expediency. Of course you want to change out your link there, mail to her email address, which will be Emily at your company address there. Save that. And of course she's got her social medias down here. We want that to say contact Emily, and you want to change the links out on the social medias. Let's go back in there, change what the button says, contact Emily, and like I say we want to change out the social medias. To do that just go into that module, go into each one of those and change the link for the relevant link. And you can add and delete depending on what they've got in their social media. Now I bet you can't guess what we're going to do next. That's exactly right. We're going to clone this one more time, just for our third chat. Like I say, it does glitch a little bit on the back there because of the overflow, but it's fine once you roll it into sight here, and on the front end you won't see these at all anyway. So we're going to go change that picture. for our last chat. And of course, he's the salesman. Really imaginative name there. Contact Bob. He's in sales. Of course, for his link, you'll want to put the mail to in there and then go into the socials and change those up. Now, of course, we don't want to see these all initially. We just need to add Dave's position. Here's perhaps CEO. Great. Well, this is all well and good, but we got 3 sections there now that we really don't want to see when they come into view, of course. And we can fix that and have them pop up from these sections really easily. Elegant Themes has actually done it all for us. I've got a page open here and I'll put this link down below there. Once you click on it, it'll take you to this page and it tells you how to open Divi modules in a lightbox. If you roll about halfway down the page, we're going to find a bit of CSS code. We need to select all of that from that closing curly bracket there, all the way to the top there, to the beginning of body. Copy that, Control C. Need to now go to our dashboard, down to Divi, and Theme Options. You can do this in your theme customizer also, but when you get to your theme options, right down the bottom of the page, we're on the General tab, you'll find a box for adding custom CSS. If you put your cursor in there, if there's something in there already, just scoot it down a little bit, or you can put this on the bottom, it's entirely up to you. Pop your cursor in there, Control V to paste, and we've pasted that CSS code in there, and I'll take you through this a little bit. It's basically telling it not to see those sections that we created, and then it's telling them to open width of 100% when we click on them. Now we've got a little close box when it pops up. If you're using a white background, you're going to want to change this color here. By default it's set to white, FFF right there, and there's a little note it's put in saying color of the closing icon. If you've got a light background, you can change that to a darker color or any color you want there, but you may need to do that. Now to make it happen on click, we need to add a bit of JavaScript. Go down to the bottom, make sure you save your changes once you make any edits down here. And if we go back up to this page now, roll down a little bit more, we've got a little bit of JavaScript here. Now we need to select it from the closing script tag all the way up to the opening script tag there. Make sure you get everything. Don't cut off those little pointy brackets, it will not work. Again, I'm going to copy it, Control C. And it tells you to put it in the integration tab head section. To do that, go back to where we were, which was on the General tab of our Divi theme options. If we roll over here, we've got an integration. Add the code to the head of your blog. So you need to put your cursor in there, Control V to paste again. We've got that bit of JavaScript, and again it's telling various class names that I'll add to our modules in a minute to open or close and pop up. So again, make sure you save your changes, that's really important, till we get the little green check mark there. Now we can go back to our page, but before we do that, I'll just show you what it wants us to do. If we roll up here, and it's a good idea to read through this page because it tells you everything on here, I'm just rolling through it very quickly. Now it's telling us whatever we want to pop up, our pop-ups, we need to give a class name of ETLB button 1. And we're going to change that number on the end, the 1, for each of our pop-ups so it knows that it's popping up a different one. And it tells us to put it in the class name here. So let's do that. Control C to copy that. We'll go back to our page. Still got my builder open. So this is what we're using. We're using each of these images to pop up one of these sections here. So I need to go into our first one here. Advanced is always where you see CSS IDs and classes. It's a class name, make sure you put it in there and not the ID, it won't work. We'll paste it in there. And we need to do the same for our second ones, but we need to change the number so that each of these class names is unique. So we'll go into our second one, Advanced, class name, not ID. I'm going to change that to a 2. Next one, but you can't guess what we're going to do here. That's exactly right. Advanced CSS IDs and classes, class name. I'm going to change it to a 3. Now, save that. To make these pop up the correct corresponding one, we need to give these pop-ups the class names also. If we look back at our page here, it's going to tell us to assign ETLB content -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many you've got on yours. And each button that has a number on the end will open the one that has the same number on the end. So let's copy this. Control C again to copy. Go back to our little page here. We want number 1 to open this one. So we're going to go into this section, Advanced CSS IDs and Classes. I'm going to pop that class name in there. Roll down to our next one. And we gave this one a 2 on the end. So we're going to do exactly the same for the class name for the pop-up. ETLB content 2. And again, you guessed it, what we're going to do for the third one down here. Advanced CSS IDs and classes. Make sure we put it in the class, not the ID. And this will be number 3. And you can continue on for as many as you want. I'm just using 3 to keep this very simple. So we've got our 3 little sections. Let's save this. First thing you'll notice when we do save it and close it, you're not going to see any of these sections that we've built down here until we actually pop them up. So let's save draft or publish if you're ready. We'll exit the Visual Builder. And the first thing you'll notice, if I roll down, there's none of those sections that we've created down there for these little pop-ups. When we hover over one, it's going to give us the hand icon indicating that we've got a pop-up going on there. The man 1, woman 1 and man 2 are just the names of the images. I'll show you how to get rid of those in a minute if you don't want to have those on there. But once we click on one of these, it's going to pop up Dave's info there. It's going to contact Dave. Pre-fills his little email there. And obviously, he's got his social links there. I haven't put any real links in for those. There's that little X I was talking about. You may want to change the color if you're not using a dark background. Once you're done, you can hit that. We'll go to the second one. Pops up Emily's. Of course, Emily's going to fill with her email. Same deal with the socials. And of course, our third one here, Bob. I think it was Bob. Yeah. And again, if we want to contact Bob, it's going to pop up. Oh, I didn't change his email address there, obviously. We want to change that one. And as I said, this is perfectly responsive. If I hit my F12 key, as I mentioned earlier, we're on Google Chrome. Here it is on iPhone 12. Let's just click on Emily, perhaps. Pops it up within the field there. And as you can see, you can scroll this up and down, which is just what you need for this sort of thing. And let's just pop up another one. And we've got Bob's here, obviously. Contact Bob and his socials there. And that's a great little interactive team type section. And there's all kind of applications you can use this for. I just thought I'd demonstrate it with a team section. And like I say, this code's all free to use up here at elegantthemes.com, and you'll find this link just down below this video. So there we have it, guys. There's how to create an interactive team section with pop-up info and contact for each of the members within your team section. Like I say, I've just done 3 for mine today, but you can go on adding and adding and adding and come up with a really nice team page. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.